And once we kind of got into the fast, I would lose about 4 pounds during dry fasting and then kind of be level through the water refeed and the juice fast. It ended up being like 33 pounds, I think.
Man, that's huge.
Like after this experience of like hunger is not an issue at all. I mean, you get a little dehydrated, towards the end of it, but that's when you start drinking the water. Just like they said, it's gonna feel real good to sip that water. 'Cause I have like a heart tracker that tracks my sleep too. I saw the best sleep since I started recording it.
It was literally the whole reason so that you could write down, yeah, I had a really vivid dream on day 3 of the fast. Why?
By around the 3rd day, so my body finally kicked into ketosis, I'm like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like. Once that happened, it's like I can tell my sugars were a lot more regulated.
Like a lot of people say, oh, you can't fast unless you're under medical supervision, and there's all this red tape. Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching A Healthy Alternative. Today, we've got a special guest. Ian is here with us. He's going to be sharing a little bit about his history with AHA, what he's experienced on the most recent DR48 Advanced fasting challenge. And we're going to find out, overall, how his experience has been. So if you guys are interested in hearing that, stay tuned. That's coming up next. All right, Ian, thank you for being with me today, man. I appreciate it.
All right, good to be here. Good to be here. It's been an exciting challenge.
Yeah, definitely. So tell me, first of all, how long have you been rocking with AHA? Like, have you been around for a while or are you pretty much new?
I was brand new. I literally came across one of your videos on YouTube. It came up in my algorithm. And I said, I think about halfway through the video, I think even before you mentioned how to sign up, I just said, let me find this link in the description and see what this is all about. And I just went on the page, and this is like around the end of May. Went on the page, just signed up for the deluxe package because I figured, why make this any harder on myself than I need to? I like easy street.
Yeah.
So I got all the tools, got all the aids, and yeah, just prepared to do my best for the challenge. And yeah, so it was my first experience with AHA, and
wow.
From there, I started diving into the content and the lives and looking back some of your previous interviews and just try to absorb as much as I can to be prepared for the challenge.
So, well, okay, cool. I'm glad you're brand new, man. That makes it fun. I got some questions for you.
Okay.
Well, first of all, have you ever done like a group fasting challenge before? Is this your first experience?
I had never done a fasting challenge remotely similar to this. The only thing even close to it was like, how like churches might do like a Daniel's fast, where you're just kind of like I don't want to say sacrificing, but abstaining from one thing for, I think it's like 40 days.
Yeah.
Or something. But as far as like anything like this, whether it be dry, water, or juice fasting, never done that.
Okay. And then did you, when you guys did so you've never done a dry fast. Okay. You just said that.
It was all new.
Okay. Well, I mean, you had the right attitude, it sounds like. And then, that's the thing. Like, I like people who hear the content and they're like, that's what I want to do. It's like, it's an instant thing. Like, that's what I want to do. You kind of you're just along for the ride. So what did you feel about the whole experience as far as like being in the challenge itself, the group? Like, how did you experience that? Did you feel like there was good support? Did you feel like, there was something more you wanted? Like, just tell us about that experience.
All right. So it changed over time. So in the beginning, it was this new journey, right? Like, just like you're trying something new for the first time. It's like, well, you wonder, is this going to work for me? Is this something that certain people can do? Like, am I going to be able to do it? Kind of all those doubts. And then once we got the instructions for kind of how to start the challenge, especially the prep week, I kind of like from the efforts I've been through before, trying keto, trying 1 meal a day, I'm like, okay, this actually kind of makes sense. And then, but I still didn't know what it was going to be like actually fasting. But yeah, just going into it, and especially that first live call, because like even during the prep week, right? I had already planned a trip home. I'm from Jersey, And anyone from that Northeast knows like that's the best pizza in the country, right? And it's like even going on the trip, it's like, okay, I'll just have that this one cheat meal and then going about my business. But like that first live, like really, it was specifically mentioned like if you're gonna do it, you just got to do it. Right? There's never going to be a good time to get started or a convenient time. And from that, I said, okay, let me make sure I start this right. Let me do this prep, follow it as close as I can to the T, and then hopefully set myself up for success on the fast.
That's actually a really good point because all right, what I found is a lot of people when they're about to start their fast, and the whole reason we came up with the prep week, a lot of people will do like these cheat meals before they start their fast, which actually makes it so much harder to do the fast, right? So when you have that right attitude and you're like, there's never going to be a perfect time. I'm going to do things to the best of my ability, and you start your process off that way, you're definitely going to have better outcomes because it's like you framed it already. Okay, I'm going to start, practicing abnegation. I'm not going to have a pizza when I go home. I'm not going to have mom's home cooking or whatever the case may be. And that's really what life is about. Like, because that's what you're going to have to do in real life when you're not doing the challenge to be able to maintain. So that's a great attitude, man. I appreciate you sharing that. All right. So what were your goals going into the challenge? Like, why'd you join in the first place?
So my goal for the year has been kind of just to get my weight under control and weight loss, but literally my main goal entering this specific challenge for fasting was just to try to regulate my hunger,
Mm.
right? And gain control of that. And like literally, I think it was the first live you guys talked about I think it's the ghrelin hormone or ghrelin, I
Yeah.
don't know how to say it, but and like just that that was a big missing piece from what I was doing because I wasn't timing my meals at all. And I think the consequence of that was I was just feeling that I'll call it fake hunger all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because now, like, once you go through with fasting, you kind of get to understand, like, what are the different feelings and which ones come and go, which ones are just thirst. You get a little more sensitive to it all. And now, like, after this experience of like hunger is not an issue at all. Like, it is really not.
That's what's up. Man, that's
Like,
that's huge.
it is. I couldn't have. It was better than I expected, right? I couldn't have wished for a better result, right? Like getting it under control to it's like not even being a problem at all.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
like
because
you're struggling with something for years, and then next thing you know, like that you don't have to even fight. It's just not even there.
it's just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because hunger is probably one of those things that, well, that's what makes everything so much more challenging, right? Like, and you mentioned it. You said the fake hunger, you said the thirst. There's a lot of signals that we get that aren't actually hunger. And the problem is because we've been taught that you got to eat and you got to eat three, four, six times a day. When you get hungry and you're misrepresenting or you're misunderstanding the signal, then you eat three, four times as much as you're supposed to, and that makes losing weight or maintaining weight very difficult. And then on top of that, you're eating processed foods. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just layers upon layers. So you said you got the deluxe kit, which is our everything bundle. There was definitely some tools in there that were probably unique you never heard of. Can you talk about your experience with the tools? Was anything stood out? Did you have any specific experiences?
Um. For me, there wasn't anything too extreme. The tool I got the most use out of was the appetite suppressant tea. That helped the most. I've kind of already been on like a detox journey and doing a lot of stuff in that realm, so I didn't get any extreme detox symptoms, right? I think the only detox I really noticed was um like during my like the prep week actually and drinking all that water, I was breaking out a little bit, so I think it was a matter of kind of flushing that system out
Hmm.
using the distilled water. But as far as like major issues with my stomach, or anything like that. It wasn't. It was pretty mild. Just mainly just gains. I mean, and toward the end of the challenge, I noticed my psoriasis symptoms gone away.
Mhm.
So in terms of like, flaky skin in certain areas and things like that, it was kind of fading away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually one of the things I mentioned, I think, in the promo, because I noticed that that was like a thing. It was a lot of people kind of dealing with that. It's not as prevalent because people really talk more about their weight than anything else. But when I
Hmm.
started to realize, oh yeah, people have quite a bit of psoriasis and stuff, then I started mentioning it because you really can start clearing it up very quickly just because you're correcting the root cause, which nobody ever talks about. Like, you know, there's a couple things that can cause it. Gut imbalance, microbiome imbalance, mold toxicity, things of that nature can cause it and it'll just keep reoccurring. But of course, fasting allows the body to purify. So you'll actually start to rectify that. So, that's definitely a good piece. Did you use the castor pack?
I did. I used it as much as I could remember to, in terms of trying to make sure I wasn't doing the stuff on the dry fasting days. So I used it
Hmm.
on the water fasting and the juice fasting. Um, but yeah, just didn't get a dramatic effect from it.
Well, the interesting thing about it is, n nothing's really designed to give you a dramatic effect per se. Most of the tools are actually designed to make it to where your process just feels seamless. So when you
Hmm.
said that you didn't have, crazy detox symptoms or nothing really wild happened, that's kind of like the whole point. Um,
Hmm.
make it to where it's like, okay, I'm fasting, I'm doing this quote unquote extreme thing, but I feel like it's not really that big of a deal. I guess the only way to compare it is to do it without the tools or to approach it a different way, and then you might experience it differently. But honestly, the fact that you kind of have like kind of lackluster, that's actually a good thing because when people very first start fasting, especially doing a regimen like the DR48 Advanced, that usually they're gonna have a rough time. You know what I'm saying? Usually, so I think it just speaks to when somebody does our protocol properly, you do the prep, you commit mentally, use the tools, that you can have a pretty seamless experience. It's not always going to be that way. Like you mentioned, you've done some detoxing beforehand that's probably helped you. But there's levels definitely to it.
Yeah, I'm just going to agree with that because the most surprising thing about the DR48 was how seamless it was. Like literally, my first 2 days of dry fasting, I was terrified, kind of like most people who have never done fasting before. I was
Hmm.
like I've never even heard of this. Even the people I know that do fasting and says like, yeah, they can only do like 24 or 36 hours. I'm like, I'm about to do it 48 hours 4 times.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was definitely a big mental challenge to overcome that in the beginning. But once I started it, and I guess it was from, just doing the prep right and just leaning in, it was, to me, the dry fasting was the easiest part. And, like there was like no hunger. I mean, you get a little dehydrated, towards the end of it, but that's when you start drinking the water. And even with the water fasting, that first week, I was like, dang, I haven't eaten for 4 days. Like, what, like is this gonna be okay? You're just uncertain, and then you get to the end, and it's like, man, that like the water helped, and just like they said, it's gonna feel real good to sip that water.
Hmm.
And as soon as I felt any hunger, I started doing the tea, and it was, yeah, I got through it. It was no problem.
No problem.
Oh
See,
yeah, and the what's the exercise with the breathing technique that helped too.
oh yeah.
That was actually very useful too. It's just like when you start feeling that hunger, just taking a minute to breathe and be mindful. It helped
Hmm.
that the strong cravings go away.
Yeah. Yeah, the breathing exercises help to alkalize the body basically in real time. And, or you like sometimes you think maybe you think, oh, I'm hungry or this, that, whatever. It's like, no, your body is usually the cravings are actually the body saying, I'm pushing this stuff out. So you can actually help it by breathing because most of your toxins come out through your breath. People just they don't understand how the body works. So it's like you don't know what to do when you experience certain things. But it sounds like you came in with an open mind and you had your goal in mind, what you wanted to accomplish, but you were just willing to just follow and do, kind of do things. And man, honestly, I think you had a really blessed experience. I hope that you don't, because sometimes because of how we lay it out, when people follow it to the T, they're like, man, this stuff is easy. Just don't take it for granted. Everything that you experienced, it's years, almost a decade of a trial and error and learning. All the tools were very specific. The whole protocol was put together to give you a seamless experience. So it felt exactly the way it was supposed to feel, but that was all very intentional. So I just
Mhm.
want you to know that for future reference. I'm sure you'll be using fasting in the future. So,
Oh yeah, I'm still using it. Like I'm already trying to figure out ways to fit in fasting days into my normal routine. And I kind of, what I've been doing so far is kind of leaning on what I learned in the DR48
hmm
in terms of kind of starting, like whenever I'm ready to fast, like started with like a juice fast and
hmm
or having like really light meals, mostly juice. And then, okay, after I do like a day of juice, then I'll try the dry fast. And so far it's been pretty good. It's literally like it's that prep week was so important.
hmm
Like literally setting your body up and getting it prepared for what you're about to do made it so much easier. And like you said, it's probably the tools too, but I don't have a comparison without them.
Right,
I
right,
just
right.
did everything. I did the SP6 and the castor oil. I was doing the sculpt, and there was one more, that liquid one.
Clean slate.
Yes, clean slate.
hmm Yeah.
And yeah, I quickly got up to like the 20 drops a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you've been doing some detoxing then. Um, yeah, those tools, I mean, it's very interesting. Like it's like you can almost hack your body because you understand how it works, you understand what it needs, you understand where it needs support and resources. And like I just been going through this process for so many years. Um, it's really cool to hear somebody who's brand new to the community who just was like, look, I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna try everything. Let's just go. To hear your experience, it really does mean a lot, man. Now, during that process, we also had a competition. So you have the challenge, and then within the challenge, I did a competition to offer people an opportunity to earn some prizes and things of that nature. Did you signed up for the competition, right?
I did sign up for the competition, and I I still remember telling myself on that competition call, I was like, I'm just gonna do the challenge. I don't know if I need to compete. But then when I just looked at it, it's like it's just doing the stuff I'm supposed to be doing anyway, so I might as well go for it.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, like I was skeptical about the need for journaling, but I'm glad I did it because there was like some neat experiences. I remember like I don't remember if it was like after my first, it was sometime during the first week where like I just had like a really vivid dream and I was like, what is going on? Where I don't normally remember my dreams like that, but just like little things like that along the way that you can journal and remember kind of what happened were critical. Of course, everyone wants to love tracking the scale, but
Mm.
what was most interesting for me about the journaling was the non-scale victories and then doing posts to share those and have people interact with that. That was pretty cool with the community.
Yeah.
So I was glad I did do the contest because it definitely encouraged me to kind of follow up on that kind of introspection part of the process.
It's the whole reason I did it. It was literally the whole reason so that you could write down, yeah, I had a really vivid dream on day 3 of the fast. Why? And what was that all? You know what I mean? So you can ask yourself those questions and maybe like you said, put them questions out for other people to comment on and interact. It really creates a quality experience. And also you like if you are focused on the weight, you learn, okay, it's bigger than the weight. You know what I'm saying? Through that process.
Mhm.
Or even for you, like just trying to get rid of hunger cravings, you learn like, man, it's bigger than that. because they teach you that you only dream, like they'll teach you that you dream every night, you just don't remember it, right? I'm sure you've heard that.
Hmm.
But then it's like, but then as soon as I started fasting, I start remembering my dreams. Is that right? Like, what's the chances of that? You know? And so what I started to learn is when you dream, it's actually just an indicator that you're getting into that restful REM state of sleep. So you're going to get more out of your sleep. Now, when you get restful sleep, your body harmonizes much better. It restores, it eliminates much better, and you lose weight more efficiently. So that's a indicator of health when you dream every night.
Right. And for sleep, that was one of the most improved non-scale victories for me because I
Yeah.
have like a heart tracker that tracks my sleep too, and I saw the best sleep since I started recording it. Right now, like like especially when I'm in a fasted state, my sleep efficiency goes up to I don't wake up during the night at all. Before I would used
Mm.
to, wake up and I would remember, kind of tossing and turning the house. Like I go to sleep and then when I wake up is when I wake up.
Right.
There's no interruptions. I sleep soundly and I'm more recovered for the same amount of sleep.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm happy about that, and I'm really excited to start working out. Oh, speaking of working out, after I finished the challenge, during the refeed, I said let me go to the gym and make sure I didn't lose any muscle, and because that's everyone's saying like, are you gonna lose muscle? You're gonna lose muscle fasting. I did my workout, and there was I'm not gonna say it was perfect, but it wasn't any different than if I just hadn't been in the gym a month.
Mm.
So there was no strength loss related to fasting at all. And that was the most exciting thing from the challenge is that I was able to accomplish all this and have no backtracking on any of my health goals.
Hmm.
Like that was huge.
You're actually going to find, especially if you're implementing fasting into your lifestyle, you're going to find that you start to get gains in strength gains that you didn't see before. Your also your muscle development changes. My brother, when we very first started like the whole brand, my brother, he was losing weight, but he's also training. He wanted to become a fitness trainer. And so I think he lost like maybe 60 pounds, and then he started training. And then he noticed that his muscle development was different because he's trained different times in his life. He noticed that his body stayed very like slim and limber, but his muscles would get big when he tensed them. So he was basically a sleeper. And he was like he looked like he was a little bit bigger than me, but he was curling 50 pounds. You know what I mean? So the muscles develop very differently when you fast. They don't get all inflamed and bulky. It's not about aesthetics. It's about actual strength and performance. And a lot of athletes use intermittent fasting and things like that.
Yeah.
So
What you just said there, a lot of size that we have is inflammation, whether it's muscle or not, right?
yeah,
Inflammation, I think, is what most people lose when they start fasting initially.
you got it.
And that's the sickness you need to get rid of, right? That's what you need to detox mostly is all the stuff. And I can tell just from my heart metrics that a lot of that has improved dramatically.
Yeah,
Like even like my resting heart rate has fallen dramatically. Like just simple things like that you don't necessarily like consider can be related to just diet alone.
hmm
I've just seen improvements across the board.
yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool that you monitored and you have that data. Um, do you monitor sugar levels like blood pressure or what?
No, I don't have a CGM, um, but I can tell I did have a keto monitor, so I was monitoring ketones, and I was always struggling to even get into a decent level of ketosis. And then that's when I learned just how sugar adapted my body was. And it really took at least that first week of fasting to really break through that cycle. Because by around the third day, so when my body finally kicked into ketosis, I'm like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Mm,
And once that happened, it's like I can tell my sugars were a lot more regulated
gotcha.
than they were before. So that mysterious thing they call insulin resistance. That's, not diabetes, but it's kind of the step there. I can
Mm-hmm.
tell that it's gone away.
Mm, that's
Like,
huge.
yeah, yeah. Just being able to kind of going into a fasted state and out of it now, like I get after that first week, I can feel that kind of low energy
Mm-hmm.
because that's what happens, right? When you're not making enough, burning enough fat to produce the energy you need, you just feel tired. So I just rested that first week a little more than usual, but the second week I had normal energy. And now I think even during the third week of the challenge, I went for a jog on my second day of water fasting, and you know, it was it was it was okay
Mm.
because my body started to be able to get more efficient at, kind of burning that fat for fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's man, this is crazy. It's so textbook. Like it's from my point of view, I deal with a lot of people that struggle with fasting. They struggle with the challenges. I'm sure you noticed it when we started. You've got, 700, 800 people. And then by the time you get to like the second or third live stream, it's dropped by more than half or, something like that. And by the time you get to the end, it's only maybe 100 people or whatever the case may be. So a lot of people, they don't even finish it. So it's just like, and I don't talk to them. It's not like they're, hey, Chris, this what happened. I don't really know what happened. Is it the challenge? Did that life happen? So being able to hear, somebody actually go through the process, kind of use all the tools and just kind of explore and touch on everything and have such a textbook experience, I'll say, just what I intended. It really means a lot because it's like, okay, we're doing it the right way. That's how I feel at this point.
Yeah, and anytime I was in the chat and someone had a question, I just always said like any specific issue, just bring it up to the coaches. They've had more experience with people doing this specific challenge than anyone else. Like I can tell you what I might know, but I don't know how it relates to fasting, right? So I always encourage people just to ask the question, and
Hmm.
the resources are there. Like I said, unfortunately for me, I didn't have too many detox concerns. It was just I just wanted to make sure I was doing it right. That was most of
Yeah.
my questions. And once I kind of got in the groove, it was pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, people get anxiety about asking questions. They think, oh, they're not going to respond, or oh, it's a stupid question. It's just like, this is what you paid for. This is the reason why you're here. Like, take advantage of it. Tag us, ask the question. I think our group is really amazing. So like we have veteran fasters, people that have been with us since the beginning, been fasting. And so there's a lot of people that are in the challenge that can also help you. You don't have to, you know, if you just feel intimidated by talking to a coach, you can always just ask the community. But yeah, it's a really inviting environment is the way I would look at it. Now, I'm curious, you didn't focus on weight loss, but you're in the challenge. Can you tell us like what your weight loss was like?
The weight loss, it was surprisingly consistent. I know a lot of the people in the community, they would talk about kind of, losing during the dry and then gaining a little bit for water. But for me, it was very consistent throughout the process. So once I got through the prep week, I was losing probably about a pound a day during prep week. Um, and I'm gonna credit that to cutting out the processed stuff and kind of reducing that inflammation. And then once we kind of got into the fast, I would lose about 4 pounds during dry fasting, and then kind of be level through the water refeed and the juice fast. And then I would quickly lose 4 more pounds during the dry fast and
Gotcha.
level again. So overall, over those 5 weeks, if you include the prep, it ended up being like 33 pounds, I think,
Mm.
or 34. Like
Hmm.
still insane numbers when I think about it, right?
Insane.
And for it to not, and before, but not only for it to be an insane number, it's been the easiest weight loss I've ever experienced.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's never been easier, and it's just like I'm gonna keep doing this until I reach my goal. Like it's just unbelievable.
And you have a tool now that you can use indefinitely. Like you know what to do. If you want to duplicate it, you could duplicate it. Like if at any point in life you get you fall off the wagon, as they say, like you got a tool, you know how to do it, and you're empowered. So, um, man, that's incredible. That's incredible. So overall, I guess if you were to rate the experience 0 out of 10, overall, how would you rate the experience? And is it something that you would do again? I mean, I guess you've already said you would, but
I mean, my goal, just on a scale of one, I mean, it's 100, dude. Like I've done a lot of things over the past, I'll say over the past 20 years with diet and exercise and eating plans and all this stuff, and nothing has had results like this. So
mm,
I think for anyone that is working on their health, whether it be microbiome stuff, metabolism, heart, fitness, any of it, just try this out. Like, just understand what the experience is like and how much control you can gain over kind of what you're consuming and learning like what's good and what's not, and just going through that process. So my goal right now is I need to find people that can benefit from this, right? Like
mm,
it's not, I mean, it's the best thing out there I found.
yeah.
I've been looking for a long time.
This is the reason why I created the program. There was nothing out there like this. I'm learning this information, and I'm like, oh, but a lot of people are scared to teach it because, everybody's got these disclaimers and they're worried. And it's like a lot of people will say, oh, you can't fast unless you're under medical supervision. And there's all this red tape. It's all
Yeah.
this red tape that's just like, people have been fasting for millions of years or whatever, thousands, whatever you believe, however long you think we've been here. It's ingrained in our culture. Millions of people still fast to this very day. They don't fast exactly the way we're teaching it, but it is a normal thing. Animals fast, they hibernate. If your dog gets sick, he stops eating or she stops eating and eats the grass and goes through a detox process. So like nature shows us this. It's an amazing tool. Um, but people want to muddy the waters and they want to tell you, oh, you're going to become deficient, or oh, you're going to lose all your muscle. You're going to pee out all your electrolytes. It's like all of this noise. And I just realized like somebody's got to be here to teach people how to do this the right way, remove that fear so they can actually get the benefit. Because at the end of the day, there's no one to really make money off of this. Like like once people understand how to do this, the pharmaceutical companies, the different nutritional plans, like the nutritional industry will lose a tremendous amount of money. And
Right. That's the biggest thing, because how do you make money out of telling people not to eat? Like, like,
consume
like,
less.
right. Like it's the simplest advice that you can't monetize into a product in and of itself.
Mm,
So all you can really do is kind of what you're doing is support people with the coaching, right? Because you can't say, "Oh, eat this for once a day for 60 days and you'll lose weight," like these weight loss drugs they have out here, right?
right.
If they're trying to use drugs to get you to eat less, well, if you just follow a good fasting protocol, like you don't even need, what's the thing they want to sell? I don't even want to. What's it? Ozempic is what they talk about.
Ozempic. Oh yeah, Ozempic is crazy.
And I mean, I've heard horror stories about that, but people are willing to do it because they're so obsessed with trying to lose weight. But um, yeah, it's not something that's going to get a lot of marketing. Just to,
Mm,
you don't have to eat.
yeah.
Like, it is so empowering, and a lot of the stuff they market is not meant to be empowering. It's meant to make whoever's marketing it money.
Right.
And I guess that's probably why I liked your video. The first one I watched is I literally just got a vibe that, oh, like he just I guess I detect a lot of sincerity. And I guess when you watch enough of these diet pictures, you kind of know, just like you weren't like sensationalizing it. You weren't like, oh, this is, you got to start now or else you're not gonna be able to do it later. It's like you're gonna sell out. Like you don't have any of that pressure that normally comes with a lot of pitches.
Mm,
So yeah, for sure, it was a great intro and a great process throughout.
beautiful. Listen, man, I appreciate you. Cause like, a lot of times people have great experiences, like just like yours, and I'll never hear it. We request, hey, come tell your story. People don't want to go on camera, stuff like that, which I understand. They don't want to take time to write a message. They just kind of take their experience and they go, which people are more than welcome to do that. I'm not saying that you have to share, but it is a special thing when people take the time to share because now there's somebody out there that's going to see this video with us and they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to try it. You know what I mean? Based off of your recommendation and your experience. And that's going to change their life. So
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
And hopefully everyone in their circle too, because that's what counts is when you can market it from your own experience,
For
right? It's
sure.
one thing to hear it on YouTube. It's another thing to know someone that, wait, you actually did dry fasting and you were fine. And like to get through all that noise, right? There's
Yeah.
all that noise out there. You start Googling this stuff. It's like, it'll be Google basically say, don't do it.
Google's a crazy boy. Was there anything else that you wanted to kind of discuss before we wrapped up?
Okay. So one thing, and this is kind of my kind of extended goal is like, how should I introduce people to the community? Like, how do I get people involved going forward? Do I wait for challenges? Is that the best onboarding way? Or like, how do I share what's kind of going on here and get more people involved?
Well, as sharing is its own challenge. Um, what would I say is the best way? I think so you've had quite a bit of transformation in your life. There's people around you that have seen that, or they will see it, and they'll ask you, they'll inquire about it, and that's your gateway. That's the door to tell them about it. There are going to be people who are going to talk about certain issues that they have, struggles, and that's your gateway to be like, oh, yeah, I had that problem too, but then I did this thing, and you know what I mean? We have links that since you're part of the AHA community, you have a special invite link that you could just share with people now, and you could just
Mhm.
invite them to the community. Um, so that's one way to approach it. Another way is if you just see a piece of content that you really like that we've put out, whether it's a short or if it's a video that might be talking about a particular issue that somebody has, and just sending them the video. Sharing with people is definitely it's not as easy as it seems because you would think if I had diabetes and you used to have diabetes and then you're my friend and I know you had diabetes and you don't have it anymore, I'm gonna want to know. You would think I'm gonna want to know what you did. You would think I would be willing to probably just do the same thing you did. Like, why wouldn't I? And what I found is people want to talk about their illness. They want to share their struggles and they want to be a victim. They oftentimes don't want to like rectify the issue. And when I say that, people get upset. They're like, nobody wants to have diabetes, Chris. I'm like, look, all I can go off is like outcomes. Because as many people that I know with diabetes that are still in my family and I've been able to tell them, hey, I've helped this person, that person, and they still have it. I don't know what else that is except just not wanting to put the effort in. So it can get frustrating because you're like, I got a solution for you. But I would just approach it just in sincerity. Let it be organic. You obviously you could share it, but just don't push. Just you know, let it be their
Yeah.
choice.
I see what you're saying in terms of kind of sharing that holistic path. Like that's I know. And part of it is just it's just indoctrination, right? Like people like if you don't go to the hospital and you get a pill, it's not real.
Yep.
Right? It's not allowed. It's not right. But
Yep.
what I kind of meant though is just like the way I joined the program was literally like the landing page for the DR48.
Hmm.
So I'm not even so I can send people a link to the community, but how do they know where to get started? I'm just trying to figure out like what's the like is there a video or that kind of explains like what the community is about, what you guys do? Because
Hmm.
I just jumped in the deep end, right? Like
I
I'm
got you.
doing a fasting challenge and I just got water hose, right, with all the information all at once. But when you're trying to
Yeah.
share it, it's like, well, they gotta go searching and they might not know what to search for, how to get started? Is it maybe the answer is just okay, join the AHA community and start talking with the coaches? Is that
There is a path
or,
for new people when they join. So if you give them their link, as long as they're reading and they're interacting, there's different little check marks that they have to do when they join. And there's a video I did how to navigate the website, tools. So like that's all available on AHA communities. Most people just join and they're just in there. They don't pay attention. So they miss all of that, but it's all there. But
Mhm.
I can direct you to the videos and stuff so that you can just give them that support to you. So joining the AHA communities, I think is definitely you want to do that. Now, if you want to just jump into a program and we're not doing a challenge, then we have the AHA fasting system. So I've got a 4-week program that's designed to help you lose 30 pounds in 30 days. That's a simple way to get into the program. It's designed to help you lose weight quickly. It teaches you fundamentals. And yeah, you could share that with them. Um,
Okay.
so we got different options depending on if you just want people to just get around the community, that's one thing. If you want to give them an option, hey, join this challenge or this program, you could do that. We have another challenge coming up this summer, but we haven't announced it yet, but that'll probably be in a month or so. So,
Okay.
yeah, in the meantime, the AHA fasting system, um I just finalized a special program because I used to make that AHA fasting system. The 30 and 30 was a part of the AHA fasting system. So I extracted it and I updated it and I made it a single program that you could just buy one time and have it. So Um, yeah, I'll get you them links and everything though.
Okay. Well, not that I know the name of it, I can go in there and find it. Just the fasting system. That's
hmm
probably what I'll point people to get started.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 26 hours of content. It's incredible.
Oh
Like
wow.
I teach you the basics of fasting, how to develop your fasting prep protocol, different foods to eat, and then you also get some bonus stuff where I talk about water more succinctly and different therapies, liver, gallbladder flush. It's powerful. It's super powerful.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Well, listen, man, I appreciate your time. I appreciate the dedication to the process. I appreciate your outcomes. Like I'm excited for you. I definitely look forward to seeing more. And I really love the fact that you want to share this with other people and help friends and family. That means a lot. So thank you for coming on, spending the time with us. And it's been a pleasure.
And thank you for setting this all up.
Hey, man. I feel like it's my life work. You know what I mean? Sometimes you find something and you're like, man, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like this just feels right to me. So listen, for everybody watching, hit that like button for me. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Check us out. Join our newsletter. If you guys go to ahealthyalternative.org, there's a prompt for you to join our newsletter. You can get our free prep guide, which is exactly what we were talking about during this call. You do the prep, you lose, 7, 8 pounds. Some people lose 12 pounds during the prep. Then you're in our system. You'll be notified when we have our next challenge coming up. Or, of course, you could just join AHA communities. I'll have the link and everything in the description. All right. As always, the application of knowledge is power. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.